YouTube? Welcome to the next episode of the show. I went to go do some work in the van today and got distracted by a broken hot water heater that I had to fix, and I had no clue how to fix a hot water heater, so ended up having to YouTube that. Did some troubleshooting. Troubleshooting. There's Joanna. Hi, Joanna.
Hi, Tom.
And did some troubleshooting and got that fixed. Turned out it was one of the thermostats in the hot water heater went out and locked in the open position. And then it just would not shut off, and then it would trip the breaker. So that was happening over and over and over. So went and watched a couple of YouTube videos, got that ironed out. Went to Lowe's, bought the part. The part didn't fit exactly right, so had to modify some stuff to make it work. All of those kinds of things happen, and yeah, so good times. Took up a big portion of the day doing that, and just trying to get this power box set up. Now, this power box is going to be set up in a very simple way for now, you know, just to get it power and stuff. I will later on revisit, add a fuse panel and all that kind of stuff at a later time. Of course, I'm going to fuse everything in here anyway. It's just going to be individually fused instead of in a one location kind of situation, which is, you know, generally what everybody does. But I'm going to get it up and working, and everything will be fused individually for now, and then we will revisit this at a later time as money and time permit. But this here is the fuse for the inverter. Hopefully you guys can see some of this. Let me explain some of this in case there's somebody who doesn't know. Here's the inverter mounted here. The positive lead off of the inverter goes to this fuse, 150 amp fuse, and that's a little light on the fuse, but I don't plan to draw full power out of this inverter at any given time. And if I do, I have larger fuses on hand if this one blows. But so far so good, it has never blown. I'm not, you know, I haven't come close to using the full power of this inverter. Never plan to. I only have this inverter because it was, I got a good deal on it. I got a really good deal on it, and I've modified this inverter. And if you guys want to see how I modified this inverter, just check previous videos. But it now has a remote wireless switch to turn it on and off and all that kind of stuff. So it's been working out real good. As far as it being pure sine or modified, it's a modified sine inverter. I don't have anything that I'll be running that will require a pure sine inverter, so I'm going to save the money on that. Biggest reason I have the inverter at all is is to run my coffee maker. I just I've tried all the alternative ways of making coffee, pouring it through those the sleeves that you see guys use, and using a percolator and other camp type coffee makers, and I just don't like them. I still want to run my at-home coffee maker. So it's the only reason I've got a big inverter to begin with. Other than that, I don't even need a big inverter. 90% of what I'm going to be doing is going to be off of 12 volts anyway. So that's my 2 cents on that. So let me get this battened down and get the cover over it. I'm going to tighten up those connections, put the cover on the fuse, and get this finished up, and then we'll move on. Okay guys, what I've done, tightened up the connections here, put the cap back on, put in the 12 volt plugs right here. These are two 12 volt plugs, and just going to go ahead and cinch these down, tighten them up now. Cap on here now, and then once we hook up the solar panel, the charger, that type of stuff, we'll do all that at a later date, mainly when I get them. Okay, so that powers that 12 volt plug, and that's really all I'm needing as far as power goes. I'm going to zip tie all these together, make sure they're all nice and compact, but for now all I'm doing to power other stuff is I'm just going to plug this in here, and then these will be my outlets on the outside. So that's what I'm going to do here. Then this other outlet will be how I monitor the batteries for now. See, so I'll have this in here like that, and that'll monitor the batteries. The other one will be my power plugs for charging my cameras and other things like that. So we are pretty well in business. Just got to test the inverter panel too. Then I have to knock this out. This plastic piece has to come out, and then I'm building a shelf here that goes all the way to the front of the cab. So all of that's coming next, and then we got the toilet here, which I have to do something as far as mounting that to the wall and everything at some point in time. But still lots of work to be done. It's not going to be, an overnight situation, that's for sure. But we've got a pretty good start here. And tomorrow's the Super Bowl. Depending on when you watch this video, I'm not sure when I'll get it edited and put up, but today's Saturday before the Super Bowl, tomorrow's the Super Bowl. So probably not going to do much in the van tomorrow because of that. I'm probably going to want to watch the Super Bowl. Okay, got the inverter plugged in. Let me find my remote to the inverter. So in here, remember I put it in here somewhere. There it is. Okay, here's the remote to the inverter. It is wired up. Let me just plug in my light just to make sure that we're giving it a load. Not much of a load, but a load nonetheless. Okay, so now we're going to hit the power button. Okay, inverter kicked on, and we have power. So the inverter is powered up, working. I can hear the fan running. Working good. What I'm going to do now is wire up the Fantastic fan, and I was going to wire up some LED lights, but I'm not sure that I'm going to now or not. We'll have to play that by ear. Not sure exactly, and where exactly I'm putting those lights as well. I'm not sure of that yet either. I don't know if I should put, you know, a light underneath here, or should I put a light up here? Should I put a light back there? Kind of up in the air about some of that. I have to figure it out. Maybe get Joanna's input on that. But anyway, the inverter is definitely working, and when you want to turn it off, I'm going to hang this somewhere out here too, to where it's, you know, it's just on the wall. You just hit the button and turn the inverter on and off. But for now, I just keep it here. But that's how it works, and if I want to turn it off, you just hit the power button and off it goes. Works like champ, and if you want to see that modification, like I said, watch previous videos that I've made. And then what I'm going to do for this here, as far as getting the power out of here, is I'm going to mount my outlets. I think I'm going to mount my outlets up here.